Hey, what's up guys? Hardleg Joe here with the What a Deck profile for the True Fire King deck, as brought to you by Patreon sponsor Brandon Aupperle. I'll just go through everything in here and then I'll explain how it works. So for monsters, we're playing 3 of the True King Agnes, the Vanisher, 3 Fire King High Avatar Garunix, 3 Sacred Phoenix of Nephis, 2 Ignis Heat, the True Draco Warrior, 3 Fire King Avatar Yaksha, 3 Fire King Avatar Barong, and 2 Fencing Fire Ferret. For our spells, we're playing 3 Onslaught of the Fire Kings, 2 Dark Hole, 3 Terraforming, 3 Forbidden Chalice, 3 Circle of the Fire Kings, and 1 each of Dragonic Diagram, Seal of Orichalcos, and Fire King Island. Our traps, Torrential Tribute, and 3 Revival of the True Kings. For the extra deck, we have 1 True King VFD, the Beast, 1 Enter Blathnir, 1 Titanic Galaxy, 1 Heliopolis, 1 Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, 1 Lancelot, 1 Dark Rebellion, Utopia, Ragna Zero, Crooked Cook, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King, Silent Honor Arc, Heartland Draco, Castell, and Diamond Direwolf. The side deck, I'll go over in a little bit. So this is a fairly standard Fire King deck with a little bit of a spicy True King tech in there. It mostly runs off of Garunix, if you're unfamiliar with it. During the next standby phase, after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard. When you do, destroy all other monsters on the field. It also has the effect that if it's destroyed by battle, you could special summon another Fire King from your deck. That's not as important. The important part is the Garunix loop, which, if you have 2 Garunixes and you destroy both of them by card effects, basically what will happen is every standby phase, one will come in, destroy the other one with its card effect, and then next standby phase, that second one will come back. So if you can get both of them in there, then every turn you're wiping the board, which is really difficult for most people to deal with unless they're playing something like Magispectors that can't be destroyed. In addition, we're playing the Sacred Phoenix, which is fairly similar. It's during your next standby phase after this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard. Special summon it from the graveyard, and when you do, destroy all spell traps on the field. So once again, if you can get it in the loop with Garunix, if you summon this first, destroy all their spell traps, and then Garunix will destroy this, and so next time your standby phase comes around, you could just wipe their board again. So this is entirely just nuking field, the movie, the game. Now the main player with this is the True King. I'm just going to call him the Vanisher. If this is in your hand, you can destroy 2 other monsters that are in your hand or face up on the field, including a fire monster, and if you do, special summon this card. So you can special summon this by destroying both of these from your hand, which will make both their effects activate. They'll come back during the standby phase. In addition, if both the monsters you use are fire, which we're only running fire, so that's pretty much always going to be the case, you can banish 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, which is great because that's a summoning condition. It doesn't activate, it doesn't target, so it's very difficult to negate. Effects like Forbidden Chalice or Breakthrough Skill that negate monster effects won't be able to stop this because it happens at the same time it's summoned. It's not even on the field when that effect banishes. Solemn Strike can still stop it because it's summoning a monster, but still, you're pretty safe from most things. In addition to this guy, we're also playing Onslaught of the Fire Kings. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast type monster from your deck. Its effects are negated, and it's destroyed during the end phase. So basically, if your opponent controls a monster, you could special summon either one of these from the deck, and their effects are negated, which isn't that big a deal. They could still attack, and during the end phase, they'll be destroyed, which means during the next standby phase, you're summoning Garunix back, or during your next turn, you're summoning Sacred Phoenix back. Finally, we're playing several field spells, but the 2 important ones for summoning Garunix are Dragonic Diagram and Fire King Island. Dragonic Diagram says you could destroy 1 other card in your hand or you control in order to add 1 True Draco or True King card from your deck to your hand. Similarly, Fire King Island, kind of the same thing. You can destroy 1 monster in your hand or that you control in order to add 1 Fire King monster from your deck to your hand. But both of these have their advantages and disadvantages. Dragonic Diagram gives your True Dracos 300 extra attack, and of course it lets you set up different plays. Fire King Island has the added bonus that you can summon a Winged Beast monster from your hand, which again includes either of these. But if it's destroyed, you destroy all monsters on the field, on your side of the field, which could be good or bad depending on what your field is. That's why we play the 3 Terraforming, so you can choose which one you want. The third one out is the Seal of Orichalcos. All monsters you control gain 500 attack. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects, and while you control 2 or more face-up attack position monsters, your opponent cannot target monsters with the lowest attack 4 attacks. Also, probably more importantly, if this card is activated, destroy all special summoned monsters you control. So not only can this be used if you already have a Garunix or a Sacred Phoenix on the field, you can activate this. If it's been special summoned, which 99% of the time it has been, it'll destroy it so you can activate its effects. More importantly, it gives all these extra 500 attack, which will put this up to 3,200, let you get over some big things like Blue Eyes and stuff like that. And it won't be destroyed by Phoenix. The problem these other field spells have is that if you're trying to use Phoenix to wipe the board, every time you summon it, it'll destroy your field spells. But once per turn, Orichalcos cannot be destroyed, so you can get your Garunix and your Nephis Loop, summon them over and over again with massive amounts of attack, and still be able to keep that field spell up there. Now, because we're running the 3 different field spells, that's why we're running so many terraforming, so you could choose which one you need for whatever situation. And then we've outfitted the side deck with different copies of the rest of them. You can only activate one Orichalcos per duel, but I have a second one in here just in case you want to get it super quick. You increase your chances. Alternatively, if you don't need massive attack to get over things, you can just swap those out and customize the deck on the second and third duels. Now, the most interesting combo you can do with either of these, but more particularly with Fire King Island, has to do with Fire King Avatar Yaksha. When this card is destroyed, either by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can destroy one card in your hand or that you control. So a great combo with Fire King Island is to destroy this in order to search your Garunix. You'll get your Garunix in your hand, and then this will activate in the graveyard, allowing you to destroy that Garunix that you just added to your hand. This is a very good card. You can also always just set it. Works pretty well in getting your combos started. Less powerful is Barong. If this card is destroyed by a card effect, during the next standby phase, you can add one Fire King card from your deck to your hand. So it's search power. It searches everything, including your field spell and Circle of the Fire Kings, which I'll get into in a moment. But it's a little slow, so you have to wait till the next standby phase. But, it's another fire monster which can be used to activate this effect. If you have this and a Garunix, hey, you're getting a free search out of it while summoning this. Likewise, we play 2 of the Fencing Fire Ferret. If this card is destroyed, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and inflict 500 damage. This is of mild usefulness depending on what you're playing against, but again, it's just another fire monster that gets its effect when it's destroyed. And the only other monster I didn't mention in here is Ignis Heat, the true Draco Warrior. You could tribute summon this by tributing a continuous spell trap that you control, which we are playing one, I'll get into in a moment. But otherwise, this isn't really important. It has another effect that lets you search a spell, but we're not playing any of the True King spells. He's mostly just here because, again, he's another fire monster, and he's a target for this trap. Revival of the True Kings. If this card is sent from the spell trap zone to the graveyard, you could target one monster on the field and destroy it, which means it has some good synergy with Sacred Phoenix. Even if you can't activate its other effects, you just set it on the field, and when this comes to the field, you can blow up a monster. Its other effect is you could target one True King or True Draco monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, but you cannot special summon monsters the rest of this turn. So this has some added utility. Usually if you summon this by destroying your Garunix, when Garunix comes to the field, it will destroy this, but your trap's going to allow you to summon this back onto the field, and even if Nephis blows this up, your monster will still stay there, so you're good. Now the final specialty card in here is Circle of the Fire Kings. Target one fire monster you control and one monster in the graveyard. Destroy the first one, and if you do, special summon the other one from your graveyard. This is a great tech, not only because it lets you get things like Garunix and Nephis back out of the graveyard if the cycle's been stopped. You could turn any of your level 4 monsters into a Garunix. In addition, if you already have a Garunix and they try to target it with something that would banish it, you can destroy it, it'll go to the graveyard, get whatever else you need out of the graveyard, maybe one of these just for a defense wall, and then because you destroyed it, next turn it'll come back and blow everything up. The rest in here are just kind of your tech slots. We've got Dark Hole because of course you can use that to activate your level 4 lower monsters effects, or if you need to, just wipe the field and wait for this to come back next turn. Same thing with Torrential Tribute. Most of your monsters get effects when they're destroyed, so this doesn't really hurt you that much. For effect negation, I went with Forbidden Chalice, because if need be, you can activate it during your standby phase from your hand. So if you want to negate Sacred Phoenix, if you have spell traps you don't want to lose, and your opponent doesn't have any, you can always negate this, give it 400 extra attack, and you're great. Same thing with Garunix. If this is summoned and you don't want to destroy all the monsters on your field, maybe your opponent has a clear field anyway, you can do that, and then you'll have extra monsters to attack with that turn. Of course, this is your tech slot. If you're going against something that doesn't have a lot of monster effects, something like Paleozoic, I'd swap this out for Twin Twisters, because you want a lot of cards in the graveyard. Circle of the Fire Kings, as well as the Revival of the True Kings, both benefit having monsters in the graveyard, so Twin Twisters, pretty good choice. In addition, we're playing 3 Dark Coffin and 3 Apocalypse of the True Dracos. Dark Coffin, if it's destroyed, your opponent either has to discard a random card from their hand, or select one monster on their side of the field and destroy it. Not great, but if your opponent's playing a lot of spell trap destruction, this can be a good kind of trap. And again, if nothing else, you set it, and then when Nephis summons itself, you're going to be able to either destroy something on their field or make them discard from their hand. The Apocalypse, meanwhile, is you could target one other True King or True Draco card you control, destroy it, and if you do, have the attack and defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls, even after this card leaves the field. So for decks with really, really high attack point monsters, we're talking things that go in the 4,000s, this can be really good because it's non-targeting effect reduction. Sometimes that's better than being able to revive things, and if nothing else, it has that same effect that if it's sent to the graveyard while it's in the spell trap zone, it'll blow up a monster. So it works almost identical to this, you just gotta hope you get your True Kings out more quickly. And finally, we're just playing one other Fencing Fire Ferret, just in case you want more monster removal. This could just as easily be replaced with another Ignis Heat. If you wanted to go using the Apocalypse more, maybe you replace them with Forbidden Chalice, having another copy of him that you could tribute summon for this, or use for its effect. Maybe using these in combination could be pretty good. The only other thing I didn't mention was the extra deck. It's pretty much just a toolbox. I run a lot of rank 4s because we've got level 4 monsters. I play some rank 8s because we've got a lot of level 8 monsters. If you get both of these on the field, in particular, Lancelot can be really good because usually you're attacking for a bunch with a clear field. And then this guy, if you're unfamiliar, during either player's turn when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, detach one material from this card, negate the activation. And that's not once per turn, which means they're going to have to be able to activate 3 cards to get rid of this. So it could be really, really deadly when you've already wiped their field. Other than that, just pretty much whatever you want. I rarely go into the extra deck. We are playing a 2 9s in case you get your 2 of your True Kings out, although that's never happened to me yet. But it's good to always fill up with your extra deck with things just in case shit happens. Anyway, I think that just about covers this deck. Again, thanks to Brandon Aupperle for requesting this. Next week, I'll be looking at Thunderstun, I think, if I can get it to work. Something like that. It'll be a weird Ties of the Brethren thing. Either way, until then, good luck and have fun.